Hello, beautiful friends. I hope that you are doing well. We are over halfway through our series now. We've got just a couple left after this, so let's make them count. But this evening's class is taking a cue from the holiday, if you consider it a holiday tomorrow, Valentine's Day. It's a holiday, but whether you think it's an important one, I guess, is the distinction. But whether you want to buy into all of the Hallmark Cardi buying flowers and chocolates and date nights and things, or that's not your bag. I think that any opportunity that we get to celebrate love in its infinite forms is a thing to be happy about. So I invite you to maybe rethink about Valentine's Day as an opportunity to celebrate just love. And that can be love for your family, it can be love for a romantic partner, it can be love for your fur family, it can be love for the planet, it can be love for strangers, and it can be and I encourage that it should be love for self. So tonight we're going to work through a lot of heart opening poses, poses that will support the sort of literal opening up of our chest here. So often we, in our modern age, are kind of hunched forward and, looking down, focused over our keyboards and our cars. It's really easy to round in and close oneself off. So physically, structurally, we're going to be opening across the shoulders, dropping the shoulders down away from our ears, but energetically, we are gently and with a lot of love for ourselves as well, opening up that energetic heart space to allow it to shine forward through ourselves and out into the world in whatever way feels right for us. So let's go ahead and get in our comfortable seated position if you aren't already. I am sitting up on a little blanket prop here, so I welcome you to do that as well. And then when you get yourself seated and ready, let's bring hands to knees and let your eyes gently float closed. And as we begin every class, let's start by just checking in with our breath. Just become aware of the sensation of breathing in your body. The flow of the air through your nostrils, the expansion of your rib cage and diaphragm, filling your lungs with air, your heart pumping blood in and through and out to bring that beautiful oxygenated blood to all of the tissues of our body, enabling life itself. And as we observe our breath, we make no judgments, no efforts to modify or alter how it flows right now. We're simply observing with detached but loving curiosity. Am I breathing more shallowly today or right now? Am I experiencing any sort of blockage that's preventing my breath from being easy and free? And just observe, be aware. And as you follow your breath down into your body, bring your awareness into your body, out of your head. And bring your awareness and your breath to that heart center. Take your right hand and place it over your heart, which, in spite of our referring to it as your heart center, is not actually in the center of your body. That's okay. Energetically, it's a center. So we're going to put our hand over our heart, and using that physical sensation of our hand over our heart to help our minds sink our awareness into this specific place of our body. Follow our breath down and into our heart. We begin to imagine that it's our heart space itself that is breathing, opening with each inhalation, gently closing off with each exhalation. And when our heart closes off with each exhalation, it's not out of fear or a desire not to be hurt, but merely to ensure that we can direct some of that precious resource back into ourselves. Breathing into the heart and back out, letting that heart circulate that good oxygen to the rest of your body. In yogic philosophy and Ayurveda, the heart chakra is green. So as we continue to imagine our heart center breathing, imagine that our inhale pulls in beautiful, clear green light. Light, the color of if you were viewing it through a ruby or a blade of grass. Pure green light into your heart with every inhale. And with each exhale, we send that clean, clear heart light into the rest of our bodies. Imagining that green light flowing up into our shoulders and neck and heads, down through our bellies, infusing our kidneys, our digestive organs, down to the base of our spine. We inhale green light. We exhale it down our spines and into the earth, who also needs our love and who is love in return. With your next inhale, you can set your hand back down to your knee and release the visualization of the green light. And we're going to do a few rounds of breath. It's a pranayama known in English as buzzing bee breath, and it makes a sound that can help to activate the frequency of our heart, of our pure love center. So what we're going to do is we'll inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to breathe out through our nose, but block our throat so that we make a sort of high-pitched bee buzzing kind of noise. So it sounds like this. Like a really high hum at the top of your throat. So when you're ready, inhale normally. Exhale, let all of that air out. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale with that buzzing sound. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale. And if you're practicing with anyone else in audible distance, then send them some love for bearing with that sound. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Let's go ahead and come to our hands and knees for some cat and cow. If your knees are feeling a little sensitive, tonight is the night for some love, right? So go ahead and maybe put a little extra cushioning under them. We bring our knees to hip distance apart and directly under our hips so that we're stacked up nice and straight. Our hands are shoulder distance apart and directly under our shoulders with our the crease of our hand and wrist here facing forward. But you can, if it's a little tight, you can go ahead and sort of twist your hand a little out to the side, and that'll just kind of help relieve any stress in the wrist as well. Once we've found this nice, comfortable, neutral tabletop position, our spines are flat as if we could be a table and someone could comfortably set a glass of water on our back without spilling it. We're gonna start into our cats and cows. So go ahead and tuck your toes tonight in. Inhale, drop your belly and chest down. Heart space shines forward, head tips back to look directly ahead of you. And exhale. Really engage that core, pulling in and rounding your back up to the sky. Inhale. Expand across your collarbones, drop your belly. And exhale. Go at your own pace. We're going to do this for about 2 minutes. You can take them nice and slow. You can get a little extra heat and warmth by speeding them up a little bit. Feel called. Maybe get some little rocking motions in there to help open up across the heart space. And now take it really free form. Go ahead and maybe rock side to side, wiggle your butt, get a nice sort of side to side, almost like snake-like flow along your spine. Maybe exhale and look back over one shoulder and then the other. Just whatever body motion feels good to you. We're just kind of waking up that spine a little bit here too. All right, come back to stillness and neutral, and let's come back to our easy seated pose. I'm going to go ahead and fold my blanket back up for that little extra cushion. And that little prop of extra space there with the cushion, it just kind of helps by elevating your hips over your knees. It just helps make this a little bit more accessible to sit in comfortably for a while. So legs can be wherever they feel right. I'm sitting like this, but if you want your feet more like this, just whatever feels comfortable, because that's not where we're focused right now. So first we're going to do a little bit of twisting. So we're going to inhale and our arms float up overhead, shoulders stay dropped down. And as we exhale, we're going to twist towards the right and sweep our arms down. The right hand comes behind us to the floor. Left hand can find that right knee to help the twist a little bit. Head looks back over our right shoulder or is in neutral. And take some deep breaths here. Really appreciate the opening along the sides of our ribs. As we inhale, our spine grows long, or we imagine it does. And as we exhale, maybe we get a tiny bit more space in the twist. Inhale, arms sweep up, and coming through center, we twist towards the left as our arms drop down again. Left hand comes to the floor behind us. Right hand can come to that left knee to aid with the twist. Spines are long. Core is engaged. Shoulders are dropped. Your head can be looking back over your left shoulder or in a comfortable neutral position. And with each inhale, we imagine growing taller. And with each exhale, we imagine or access just a little more space in that twist. And we breathe. Full inhale, arms come back up. Let's do one more on each side just because it feels kind of nice. So let's exhale, come to our right hand drops behind, left hand to right knee. And again, if you want to increase the tension of the twist, your head can look back over that right shoulder. Or if your neck is not loving that, we can just stay in a nice neutral forward facing position. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come back up. We pass through center and exhale. As our arms come down the other side, we twist to the left. Spine grows long on each inhale. And twists maybe just a little more on each exhale. Shoulders are relaxed and dropped down away from our ears. Beautiful. Inhale, arms sweep back up as we come to the middle. Exhale, back down to the mat. Now we're going to come into, from here, a seated back bend. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing, but otherwise you can stay where you are. So we're going to, from our nice, easy seated position, just going to walk our hands back behind us, fingertips pointing in towards ourselves. And you may find yourself leaning further back, but the goal is to get a nice back bend here, whatever that looks like for you, so that your hands are comfortably rooted into the mat. Arms are active and staying long and strong, encouraging the opening across the front of our chest and stomach. Head can drop back and look up at the sky. And maybe while we're here, with your eyes open or closed, return to that visualization of green light in your heart center. Only this time, imagine it shining like the bat signal straight out of your heart and up to the sky. So much love spills out. Breathe into that opening space. And with each exhale, send it out, but also deep down into your own bones. So much love for ourselves. Beautiful. Exhale, walk yourself back up all the way to seated. And I'm going to twist back around so I can see you and you can see me, but you hopefully didn't move. So you're where you're supposed to be. And now we're going to bring our feet out in front of us into a butterfly pose. So soles touch. This is a lovely way to actually just kind of connect the circuit. So closing the energetic circuit, keeping all that good energy circulating in our bodies. And from here, we're going to come into a revolved twist butterfly. So also, I should mention this is a great opportunity for some extra props under our knees to give them some love if this is a struggle. And a reminder to be loving to yourself. If your butterfly is up here, it does not have to be up down here. It's not a competition. It's about being in your body and finding your edge. So from here, we are going to inhale, arms back up overhead. And as we exhale, the left arm is going to come down, that elbow is going to come into the crook of our knee, and the right arm stays and we follow it across and over. And we're going to take this rotation and think about opening now our shoulder back to the wall behind us and our heart twist open towards the sky. So we're not in just a side bend, but a twisted side bend. Really getting some nice opening along this sort of almost front side and side of our rib cage. And we breathe. Head can be looking up towards the inside of the palm in neutral, or looking down at our left knee. In fact, though we usually don't move much in yin, you may enjoy taking a few breaths in each of those positions with your neck. It just gives you a nice variation on the position in each place. You can use your left arm to kind of help counterbalance the twist and give you a little bit more to push away from. But keep your shoulders dropped away from your ears. We don't want them hunching up. Beautiful. Inhale. Right arm sweeps up and down to the mat. And let's get situated and we will go to the other side. So arms sweep up overhead on our inhale. Exhale brings our right elbow down into the crook of our right knee. Our left hand following across and over. And then from here, using that leverage with our right elbow against our knee, we're going to twist and send our shoulder back towards the back wall, opening our heart up towards the ceiling. Our gaze can be up, looking into our palm, can be neutral, or down at our right knee. Notice that what felt good on the other side may not feel as good on this side. And you may want to give yourself license to explore. Wherever your head is, let it be not painful. And be mindful that your ears aren't shrinking up towards, shoulders aren't shrinking up towards your ears. We want to keep them down. And we breathe. Inhale, left arm sweeps back up. and down to the mat. Go ahead and let's come back to our hands and knees. And from that same sort of tabletop position, our knees are dropped directly under our hips, hip distance apart. Our arms are coming right down from our shoulders. And from here, go ahead and rest the tops of your feet on the mat. We're not curling our toes under right now. Begin to walk your hands a little further forward, maybe like 2 hand lengths from where you were. And then we're going to set ourselves down and back. The goal is to keep our hips over our knees still. Maybe our hands come forward a little bit further than that. Find the space for you. We're coming down into melting heart. So forehead hits the mat gently. And drop your chest down towards the floor. You're going to experience a deep arching of the low back. Find that edge. Come to your breath. Actively putting a lot of that pressure into your forearms is going to really help keep you in the back bend without going sort of floppy and maybe hurting yourself. So keep that active energy in those forearms pressing down into the floor. Beautiful. Go ahead and walk yourself back. And we're going to come actually into a nice, beautiful, wide-legged child's pose. Forehead comes back down to the mat. Hands can be out in front of you or tucked behind. I like out in front. I feel like for tonight it helps just encourage that little gentle opening across the front of our chests. I'm going to scoot myself a little further back here. And comfortable version, and then let's hang out for a while. So often in yoga, we are setting up poses to counterbalance, and that serves a physical purpose. So we've just done a fair few heart opening poses. So taking this nice forward fold, is curling in on ourselves, allows our muscles to sort of move in the opposite direction, expand where they were contracted, contract where they were lengthened. But in this case, energetically tonight, it's also a beautiful counterbalance to the opposite, if you will, of our bat signal heart shining up into the sky and out into the world. This is our moment to take that beautiful heart space energy, that love, and really ensure that we are directing it back into ourselves as well. In Sanskrit, the name of the heart chakra is Anahata. And what it translates to is unstruck or unbeaten, unhurt. And I think that's such a lovely way to think about our hearts because they take such a beating. We talk about heartache and heartbreak and the slings and arrows that cause us pain in our hearts and our emotions and our love for ourselves and our loved ones. And yet at the same time, it keeps beating. Its strength is in its resilience. And a true heart is only made stronger by the cracks. If we can learn the lesson not to shield our hearts, to harden them, to shut them off, then we can actually welcome in so many beautiful things. Love for ourselves, love from others and for others. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards yourselves. Let your spine curl slowly up so that your head is the last thing to come up. And now we're going to come onto our bellies. I'm going to keep my blanket here for myself, and I'm going to keep it so that it's kind of just at the bottom of it is just at the line of my hips, right where your hip bone is, so that the extra cushioning is under my belly, but my elbows are free on the mat in front of me. Go ahead and tuck your toes under and just kind of lengthen, and then let them come tops of your feet to the mat. Get your elbows stacked directly under your shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Forearms are on the mat in front of us, hands are wide, and we're putting the pressure in from the side, you can't see. We're putting the pressure in this sort of outside edge of our hand, leaving this little gap here, not in it. We're not gripping with our fingertips. So we are lengthened behind, hips are planted nice and firmly into the mat, shoulders are actively away from our ears, neck is long. Let's put some pressure into our forearms and that part of our hand, but not gripping with our fingers. And let's go ahead and just, if we weren't already, just kind of bring ourselves up into a nice Sphinx pose. A little back bend here. It's not our deepest. We're not coming up for seal or anything like that. Just put that pressure into your elbows and forearms and really actively get that weight, that pressure into your hands. And that's going to really help you open across the front of your shoulders. And think about actively, if you could pull the ground towards you and let that really open up across your heart space. Head is up, gaze is in front of you, but towards the floor. Legs are active and stretched out behind us. And that's keeping that active energy in your legs is going to just help your back from the low back from getting hurt in this back bend. And we're going to be here for a good couple of minutes. So get comfortable. Really, really think about that heart shining forward. Shoulders are dropped. You can go ahead and relax your head down if that feels better. Either way, wherever you are, come to your breath. Stay. Our heart chakra is quite literally the middle chakra. There are three below it and three above it, which makes it our energetic center, even if it's not physically centered in our bodies. And it also is another sort of beautiful metaphor of the heart chakra, of the heart space, that it is the bridge between earth and the sky, between our own embodied physical experience represented by the lower chakras and our experience of and with the world around us and outside of us, represented by the upper chakras. So that heart center is the beautiful space that is both of those things and neither of those things. And it is the bridge that carries us from our internal world out into the outside world and vice versa. Hang tight with me just a few more rounds of breath here. All right, beautiful. Go ahead and exhale, release yourself down. And bring your hands stacked on top of each other, elbows out, and just gently rest your forehead on your hands. It's technically still a micro back bend, but compared to the back bend we were just in, it's a nice sort of reset. And over here, maybe kind of wiggle your hips from rolling to side to side. Just help to sort of release some of that holding. Okay, so from here, I'm going to move my blanket because it is not my friend right now, but you can keep yourself adjusted as you feel fit. Coming back to our bellies, we are going to come into broken wing pose, which is a sad sounding pose in light of our heart conversation, but it's a beautiful heart opener. So on your belly, come up to your elbows again and just watch me demonstrate for a second. So you're going to come, I'm trying, okay, bring your right hand out to the side. Left hand is kind of under left shoulder. And what we're going to do is just roll onto our side, bringing our left leg behind us. And our right arm is out, stretched out on the floor behind us. We can kind of rest our head on our hand. All right. So from if you didn't join me, I'll walk you back through it. So we're on our bellies, and your right arm out to the side on the floor. And then gently, sort of using your left hand, press yourself, roll over. We're coming to the edge of our right hip, the outside of our right hip. Our left foot is coming up and behind us. We can bring our head down to the floor and use our left hand to sort of prop ourselves into this twist, or We can kind of bring it back under our head if we want that cushioning. There's a few things going on here, but the one we're most interested in is that beautiful opening along the arm and through the armpit and into that pectoral area. This is another one of those not restful poses that's still very sort of restorative in its way. So we won't be here too long. I know this can be kind of a tense, intense position. Just a few more rounds of breath. Okay. Roll yourself back onto your tummy. And let's go ahead and bring our left arm out to the side onto the floor and using our right hand under our right shoulder. We're going to roll over onto the outside of our left hip. Head can come down to the mat. And we use our right hand to help prop us up and keep us in the twist, or we can move it under our heads for some extra cushioning there. Notice, without judgment, that each side is going to feel different. For instance, on this side, it feels better with my right hand under my head. I've got enough of the twist without propping myself up further. And again, while there are a lot of sensations in the body right now, the one that we're mostly thinking about is that opening along the inside of our arm and through our armpit and into our pectoral muscles. And we breathe. The more intense the pose, the harder it can be to come to our breath, and yet all the more important that we can access and stay focused on it because it can help us stay in and through the tension. Never to the point of injury, never so hard that we might damage ourselves or our position, but just enough to stretch our boundaries under our terms. Just a few more rounds of breath here. And exhale, go ahead and roll back to your belly. Let's come back down all the way on our mats with our hands folded underneath our foreheads. Rest your forehead on those hands stacked on top of each other. And from here, let's get your right hand on top of your left hand. And bring your left knee out to the side and up on the floor. And then just come to your breath. Let everything relax. Be aware of the sensation of breathing fully into the ground. The way that changes the sensation of breath in your body. All right, go ahead and bring that left leg back in to straight behind you. Stack your left hand on top, and let's inhale our right knee out and up to the side on the floor. Settle in. Let everything relax and melt into the ground. Compared to our last pose, which was so much effort, this is so much non-effort. Enjoy it. Inhale, bring that leg back to straight behind you. And let's roll onto our backs, well, onto our bottoms for now. Let's, if you have I just rolled totally the wrong direction for no reason. If you have a blanket or a cushion handy, and I hope you have learned by now that you should have from the beginning anyway, we're gonna get that a little rolled or stacked up. I'm gonna actually roll line a little bit so that you've got a nice bit of height if you have that kind of control. Otherwise, just kind of get that cushion or a block sort of right where you are guessing your shoulders are going to be. And then let's go ahead and with that behind us, come onto our backs. We're going to aim for that cushion to be right across our shoulder blades and centered sort of between them. And then from here, we're going to get ourselves nice and situated, nice and secure on that cushioning. And then we're going to let our heads relax back to find the ground beneath us. And if it feels safe and secure, then let's go ahead and straighten our legs out in front of us as well. Otherwise, you can keep them in a bent position. And it helps just give you a little bit more stability and feel a little safer in the pose. You are safe, but the feeling of safeness is so important in really being able to let go into this pose. And it's a very exposing pose with our hearts up and our necks exposed. But when you're there, really let gravity be heavy on your head. Let it let the ground take the weight. Your spine, your shoulders, your body's been carrying the weight of your head around all day. So take a load off and really enjoy that opening along that midline on the top half, that opening of the heart space and up along the neck and throat. Really think about knitting those shoulder blades together behind you to further encourage that back bend and the opening across the front of our chests. I'll be here just a few more rounds of breath. All right, go ahead and inhale your head back up. Prop yourself up enough that you can get that prop that you were using out of the way. And then come back into our final resting pose on your back. Get yourself situated. Legs come out onto the mat in front of us. Arms spread wide, palms facing the sky. And if you hadn't yet, go ahead and bring your eyes closed. Get any last wiggles and adjustments out. Take a deep breath in and an audible sigh out through your mouth. Ah. And again, inhale. Ah. And with each sigh, let go of a little more tension. One more time. Inhale. Ah. Starting with our toes, bring your awareness to your feet. Bring your awareness to the back of your heels where they meet the ground. Relax your feet. Bring your awareness up your legs to the points on your calves where they meet the ground, and let them relax. Bring your awareness up to your knees. Let go of any tension in your knees. Bring your awareness up to your thighs. Release any tension in your thighs. Bring your awareness to your hips, to your sacrum, to the place where the ground meets your body. And release any lingering tension in your hips, your sacrum, your low spine, in your belly. Bring your awareness up to your navel, your belly button, and around the back to your kidneys. And with a deep exhale, let go of any tension. Let it relax. Move your awareness up, bottom of your rib cage, to your mid back where it's on the ground, to your solar plexus just beneath your rib cage. Let it all relax. Bring your awareness into your heart, to your shoulders where they're on the ground, to your collarbones, and let it relax. Scan your attention down your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, out to your fingertips, and let every last inch relax. Bring your attention to your neck, your throat, your jaw, Let them relax. Bring your attention to your face, your smile, to your eyes, the top of your head, and the back of your skull where it rests on the ground. And release any final tension from your body. In this place of total relaxation, imagine yourself floating on a sea of emerald green light. Surrounded by light, breathing it in, becoming one with it. Your entire body dissolves into the green light. You are still you. You are not your body. You are still breathing, but you are not your breath. And with that green light that is you, that is in you, feel love for yourself. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Bring your focus back to your breath and follow your breath back into your body, bringing with you that lightness, that light, and that feeling of love, connection. Back in your body, bring your awareness to this time and space. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, roll to one side and meet me in a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Imagine your heart smiling. Put a smile on your face and smile back into your heart. Go ahead and just wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Push all of that beautiful love back into yourself. Fill your own cup so that you can go out into the world and help to fill others. With so much gratitude to yourself for showing up, pouring into yourself tonight. Go ahead and open your eyes. The light in me honors the light in you. I thank you so much for your practice tonight. Have a beautiful rest of your day and happy Valentine's Day, whatever that means to you. But again, maybe just think about celebrating love.